Please welcome the great class of 2021. Yay!
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Holderness School's memorable 142nd commencement celebration. I'd like to begin today by asking Father Hill to open us with the invocation.
The Lord be with you. Let us pray. O Holy One of blessing and wellspring of steadfast love, source and destination of all things, we speak the word God to invoke and to invite a deep awareness of your presence right now, trusting that you are always both within us and beyond us. Unite us today in the celebration of your gifts made manifest in these graduates. We thank you from the depths of our souls for bringing us finally to this day. Help us savor it. In the name of Jesus and in the name of all that is holy, we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Father Hill. Family, friends, and members of the class of 2021, Board Chair Nell Reynolds, Commencement Speaker Virgie Howard, and members of the Holderness Board of Trustees, it is my great privilege and humble pleasure to welcome you to our Commencement Day to honor the class of 2021. We'll now invite a remarkable board chair, Nell Reynolds, to share some welcoming.
Welcome, class of 2021, parents, family, faculty, staff, friends, trustees, Bergie. It is so wonderful to actually see you all and to see you fully. It has been an incredible year of challenges, of changes, of rules and restrictions, of learning, of persevering, and finally, of triumphing, of reaching this moment together in person without masks. As I have reflected on this year, there are many words I would prefer never to hear again, COVID being at the top of the list. But there's another word that has been described much of what we have been compelled to do in order to move forward, and that is hybrid. It has been a year of hybrid learning, hybrid teaching, hybrid meeting, hybrid parenting, hybrid living. We've been straddling two worlds to the best of our ability, the normal and whatever the current new normal happens to be each day. What I wish for the class of 2021, and for all of us, to be honest, is to no longer be hybrid. I want us to be whole, to be together, to learn together, to be fully present in our lives, and to enjoy all that that entails. One of my favorite Emerson quotes is this: "Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense." Class of 2021 and guests, finish this year well and be done with it. You have done an absolutely amazing job with what you could do. There were definitely blunders and absurdities, and they're very worth forgetting. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it serenely and with high spirits, and look forward, not back. Good luck, Godspeed, and go Bulls.
Thank you, Nell, and thank you, Nell, for being at the other end of the phone at least 5 times a week. Only once did I wait more than one ring for her to pick it up. So impressive that she was there for us and for this head of school. It's my great privilege now to introduce our commencement speaker. Virgie Howard, class of 1982, is Associate Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Student Engagement at Yale, and he is also a Holderness School trustee. Mr. Howard is uniquely suited to the job of speaking to our graduating seniors today. He has devoted his working life to fostering student engagement at colleges and universities, including Yale, Northwestern, Bowdoin College, Colgate, Santa Clara University, and Dartmouth, his alma mater. He also graduated with a master's degree from Stanford. In addition, 21 years ago, Virgie Howard was on our board of trustees and the selection committee that chose yours truly. After stepping down from the board, Virgie's played leadership roles in school life at some of the nation's top universities. I was, needless to say, overjoyed when Bergie agreed to join the board in 2017 and bring his passions and expertise for schools and their cultures back to Holderness. Especially this year, he's been a tremendous resource for every aspect of this COVID journey that we've been on. And I can't wait for the Holderness family to learn and benefit from his reflections today. We are truly, and I am honored to have Virgie Howard to be our commencement speaker for this 142nd commencement. Virgie.
Good morning, folks. It is so wonderful to see you all here. I must say, I'm still a little bit freaked out to be in the presence of so many people without masks. You know, I'm still working through. I've got like 2 masks on me right now. So, you know, we're working our way through. This is obviously kind of bringing back a lot of memories. You know, I was saying to Mr. Peck that I think because of the schedules, because when you work at schools, you're on the calendar of other schools. And so frequently, the places I've worked have had the exact same commencement weekend. In fact, Yale's commencement is happening as we speak, but I got a pass to do this. And I'm happy to be here. But, you know, other than my own, I think I've attended one other commencement. And so, you know, I've been thinking, you know, on the drive up, my wife Jennifer and I, and, you know, Jen had been here for one other commencement before she even met me, which is, you know, the Holderness Network, the 7th Degrees, you know, you never know who you know. But, you know, thinking about my own experience and, you know, we used to have commencement on the lawn next to the chapel. And, you know, my parents being very, very proud and of me and everything that I accomplished, my mom worrying if she was wearing the right outfit to wear at the school on the commencement, and there's all that kind of drama. But, you know, just, you know, for the seniors to say, you know, your families are extremely proud of what you've accomplished and kind of what you've overcome to get to this point. You have a lot of reasons to be proud of yourselves and what you've done, and, you know, to kind of savor that moment. You know, I thank Mr. Peck for inviting me for this opportunity. This place is special to me. Mr. Peck is special to me. And so when there's an opportunity to enter, you know, that you don't really not pick up the phone when Mr. Peck calls. However, you guys have gotten great advice already, you know. So I was here yesterday and, you know, I was listening to Mr. Shep and Mr. Flynn, Father Hill. I'm like, man, they're taking all the best stuff. I got nothing left. I'm sitting here like scribbling in my notebook last night going, I'm a host. So, you know, we didn't streak when I was here, you know. Sorry, that's a Mr. Flynn era kind of thing. You know, if you went on South Campus, that's where the girls were, you know, that was a DC, you're out of here. So, you know, there was none of that. I will say that there's the procession coming in, and I love the fact that you guys are still in kind of white dresses and the white pants, and you're like, why am I ever going to need white pants ever again? But, you know, typically, you know, you guys have this modified so that, you know, I don't know if the parents could quite see, but the faculty led students in and then split and allowed the graduates to come through. And that's kind of a modification from at least my era, and I think from past graduations. And, you know, it used to be when I came through that it was the entire school. And so, you know, all the 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders would lead, and then they would split and you would walk through. And in our era, it became the last chance to get the seniors. So the 9th graders, 11th graders, 10th graders had squirt guns and squirt bottles all in their jackets. And so you walked through the gauntlet and just got soaked. Seniors, we were ready, super soakers, bottles in our back. And, it was my father's favorite memory of our graduation to watch this happen. And we're coming down the walk, and this huge squirt gun fight break out. And then, all the stuff got tucked away or confiscated by teachers. And then we walked in kind of drip drying and had a kind of a serious moment. And so, that, again, typified kind of the spirit, the friendships, the joy of the school, the spontaneity that I think has always been part of the Holderness spirit. And so, my wife reminded me that, that no one is really interested in hearing what I have to say. I'm standing between you and your diplomas. So, keep it short and sweet. So I will try. If you remember, if you had asked me who spoke at my graduation, I honestly say, when she first asked, I honestly didn't remember. So I don't expect you to remember the words that I say in this moment 20 years from now. But I do hope that you'll remember the feeling. All right? So just take a moment, look around at your classmates, at your families, at your teachers. Take in the sights of this moment, this beautiful, beautiful day that the Lord has rendered. The colors, the images, the people. That's the lasting part of a graduation. It's not the words, it's the feeling and the people. And for me, Holderness has always been about the people. We didn't have amazing facilities like the Davis Center. We didn't have, some of the things that the school now has, but it's always been about the place and the people and the feeling. If you asked me, I was just happy to be sitting where you're sitting. Senior spring, all I was focused on was like lacrosse, music, and finishing my senior project. And so I was kind of amazed that Dartmouth hadn't rescinded my grade and my offer of admissions, because I felt I was just kind of coasting to the end, trying to enjoy this moment. Last night you had an opportunity to kind of stand and thank your parents. Again, I encourage you, you don't have to stand now, but do thank them for providing this opportunity for you to have this moment. They are tremendously proud of what you've accomplished, and in this year in particular, I think they've really extended themselves to kind of make Holderness special. So one of the cool things about being a trustee is that I get to observe student life. I get to advise, and offer kind of some perspective to the school and the vitality. I get to come to campus a couple times in the year. This year I got to see everybody in nice 2-inch squares. So the first time coming to campus was a couple weeks ago. So the only lens that I've had on the school oftentimes is these visits when we get to meet with faculty and staff, and what I don't get to see except for what little Phil tells me about the Holderness experience. The things I miss is I don't get to see what makes your life and your time special here. The jokes, the laughter. Mr. Ford leading a Holderness cheer, or telling people not to cut across the quad so that it doesn't, kill the grass. I will say, that's one of those Holderness traditions that persists. My best friend and from here in Holderness is here today, and he will attest that we heard from a predecessor, Mr. Clough, that if we cut across the grass, we'd kill the grass, and he was told us if you cut corners now, you're going to cut corners all the way through life. And it scared the snot out of me as a 15-year-old, and I still get nervous anytime there's like open patch of grass. I'm the guy who walks on the pavement around it, and so even at this age, I'm still afraid of Mr. Clough. So we don't get to see you hanging out in the dorms. We don't get to experience brownie nights at Mr. Peck's, the Barton Olympics. or the moment where one of you masters a new skill or has a realization in class that's just kind of like, all of a sudden it clicks. You know, we don't get to see people kind of falling asleep after like the winter sports practices before dinner, you know, and it's, you know, you've gone hard all day and it's like dark and you're just trying to focus. We don't get to hear the amazing chapel talks from faculty and staff and from you as peers and students in outdoor chapel. So, you know, I only get this limited window into the experience. But there are things that are unique to Holderness and unique to this place that just make Holderness Holderness. Whether it's saying hello to people on the walks as you pass between class, sit-down dinner in Weld, Outback, the jobs program, the school spirit on game nights, you know, for a Proctor game, and just seeing people lined up on the sidelines or around the rink. You know, and even some of the joy that you guys have had this year, you know, taking your COVID tests and showing up for Saturday morning programs. I mean, you know, that is something really special that you'll have to remember Holderness for. But you have made this place special. It's not just the worker of the week or the one carrying the luggage. It's what each of you have contributed to this community. So as Mr. Peck said, you know, I went to college not far from here in New Hampshire. And there's a line from a famous court case where the litigant, Daniel Webster, said in his final defense before the Supreme Court, "It is, sir, as I have said, a small school, and yet there are those who love it." You know, this ended up being an important closing for constitutional law and all sorts of things, but it rings true when I think of the Holderness community. We're a small school, and yet there are those who love it. In my work in student life at, you know, the colleges and universities that Mr. Peck noted, I spent a lot of time coaching students on thinking out on how to make a big place small. You know, because again, you're going to go off to your schools and, you know, you have to find your people. You have to find your community. And, you know, and how to create intimate, genuine communities where students can be themselves and treat each other with mutual respect. You've gotten a really good head start on that effort here at Holderness. And I encourage you to kind of take that and not lose that momentum when you head off to colleges in the fall. I will say as an aside, people really kind of thought me pretty strange when I got to campus that, you know, walking across the quad going to class, like if I pass someone at the same time, you know, 10 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday going to class, you know, I just say hi. And, you know, people were like, who's this dude that's saying hi to me? And, you know, so people had to like look me up. They're like, okay, this guy says hi to me every Tuesday, Thursday. I better figure out his name. So consequently, I know a lot of people in my class only because it was a pattern that I developed at Holderness that I couldn't break when I got to college. You know, but there are several big differences between the Holderness you all have attended and the school I attended, including the world around us. You know, we frequently talk about the Holderness bubble, and we get very wrapped up into the day-to-day details of life in the school, and the drama that comes in a small community. You know, for, you know, a small community, we can generate some drama. And so, you know, as a member of the board, you hear bits and pieces. I'm sure some of the parents have heard some of the drama. But, you know, the thing that I have to give your class a lot of credit for is looking and thinking beyond, you know, thinking beyond the Holderness bubble. You wrestled with issues of gender, race, social inequality, climate science, thoughts about power and privilege, and general fairness. And so these are the things that you've kind of wrestled with each day. In truth, these conversations aren't going to end when you leave here. At times, they're going to feel even more intense and risky as you encounter more people who think differently, look differently, and don't know you the way that you are known in this community. I encourage you to lean into that discomfort. Part of what we're preparing you to do is to lean into, we've given you those tools, but lean into that discomfort. Don't just stare into your phone. Don't just put on your headphones or your AirPods, but continue to look people in the eye, continue to say hello, continue to ask questions, and to continue to learn. Expand your community. There's a real tendency for people to kind of shrink into the people who they know, the people that, share their experiences. Great, I'm just going to hang out with the hockey folks, or the ski folks, or the people who went to schools in New England. Seek out the people who are unlike you and introduce yourself, challenge yourself, learn about them. Some things about Holderness haven't changed, and it's still, as a black guy from Boston, we're still not the most diverse school in the world. We're working on that. But I think the idea of introducing yourself and connecting with people and saying, all right, you don't know what it's like to come from Conway, New Hampshire. Let me tell you about that. Same way that I don't know what it's like to come from Baltimore, Maryland. But tell people about that, Adam. Colleges need people who are brave enough to take risks and engage in difficult conversations, who seek to understand and are willing to be in community with each other. The world does not look or act like the Holderness bubble, and that's a good thing. However, colleges need students who are willing to try to share, engage in mutual respect, and I encourage you to be those people. In thinking about how best to support students, I frequently look to the language of the school, its mottos, mission statements, and culture to see how we might move forward. So every campus I show up at, I kind of am the guy who goes into the archives and digs out stuff to try to get a sense of the place. At my current school, we talk about lux et veritas, light and truth. At my alma mater, we talk about vox clamatis in deserto, a voice crying out in the wilderness. When I think of Holderness, of course, we think of prodeo et genere humano, for God and humankind. And of course, the pillars of our mission statement, character, community, and curiosity. We're living in a time and entering a phase in your lives where we are desperately in need of your generation to kind of hold fast and live the language of these mottos and missions. Truth is sadly under assault. People struggle to know what to believe. They avoid narratives and that place ourselves or our nation in an unflattering light. But we need to be honest. We need to shine the lux, the light, about what we're seeing, reading, hearing, even if that means that we have to be the voices crying out in the wilderness. During your time at Holderness, you demonstrated the servant leadership embodied in our school model. I've heard Father Hill speak on the meanings of this at chapel, and the echoes have surfaced in your chapel talks, in assembly talks, and even in outdoor chapel. That concept of for God and for humankind. Many of us have been blessed with immense privilege. And Mr. Shep last night was talking about, even if that is unearned privileges. With the experience of going to a place like Holderness, you've garnered a level of social currency and power to shape your own lives. And as the famous Spider-Man saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. So my challenge to you as you head out from this place is to build upon the lessons learned here, continue to lead, learn, and grow, and demonstrate the character that you've honed here. Each college you will be attending, and it's a pretty impressive group, and Mr. Barton, Mr. Blau, it's pretty amazing that where we've been able to see some members of this class. But each of these colleges needs people to step up, They need people to carry the luggage. They need someone to be the worker of the week. We need students who are willing to ask difficult questions of themselves and others, who seek light and truth. We need people who are curious and willing to explore, try new things, new areas of study, new perspectives. And most of all, we need them to learn from their mistakes and failures. Don't assume you know, but be humble enough to ask and earnest enough to dig for the truths and ultimately decide what you believe. You know, so as we've said, the last 14 months have been hard. You all learned of a global pandemic as you were emerging from the woods last spring from OB. It's quite a shock. It's like, okay, say we're back to civilization? No, we're back to our homes and we're on Zoom. And the past year has been one of uncertainty, fear, disappointments, and a lot of additional rules. Right, Ms. Venator? You've had to navigate a world of difficult conversations about race, equity, politics, all while wearing your masks, living in your pods, and frankly not doing the things that have made Holderness Holderness. But you persisted. You demonstrated resilience. You had fun. You played sports. You kidnapped Bella. Even had an on-campus prom, which, you know, the photos seemed like it was pretty amazing, and I hope you guys had a great time. You demonstrated what it meant to be in community with each other. So when we were up here on campus a couple weeks ago, we had a chance to meet with some of your student leaders, and thank you, you know, Adam, Chip, Honor, Joby. I'm sorry that I made you late to Saturday morning programs. I'm sure that was heartbreaking for you. But they gave voice to the spirit and feeling of your class that I couldn't glean from Instagram, the head photo of the day. Despite the challenges of the past year, you know, it is clear you guys have really had an amazing ride, and you're just really amazing people. It's come through in every conversation I've had with teachers, with parents this year, and obviously with your students. To the parents and faculty here, and those watching remotely, thank you. Thank you for entrusting these amazing people to the care of this school. Thank you for allowing them to become the emerging adults they are, people who display leadership, empathy, kindness, people who don't stare into their phones, but look you in the eye, and genuinely care about each other and those around them. That didn't happen by accident. You've each played a part in shaping and adding to their experience. You know, I shared with the leaders that I met that, you know, something a longtime Holderness teacher, Jim Nurse, once said to me when I was back on campus for a visit or a program. And he said, you know, high school teachers and coaches often have the opportunity to plant the seed, but they rarely get to see the flower of who young people become. You know, and as someone who works in colleges and universities, I get the benefit of that. I get to see people, you know, when they're really starting to hit their stride and they get to take advantage of the college experience. So, you know, to the graduates, I just encourage you to stay connected. And I think we heard this last night. You know, yes, there's the connectivity that happens on social media, and you're going to be texting your friends and the different things. Stay connected to each other, but stay connected to this place and its people. They're special, and you know, they care about your experience. They want to know how it's going, not only in college, but in life. So, you know, I must say, technology allows us to stay connected in a way that wasn't available back in my day, and so I do want you to have that moment. Let them know how you've continued to bloom, because that's the great reward for a teacher and being in a place and being in community with each other. Holderness is just more than 4 years. And maybe, you know, 20, 30 years from now, someone will invite you back to Holderness and ask you to quote cheesy Spider-Man lines to another group of students. So in closing, the motto that I say to students at all the campuses that I work at, and so what I will leave with you, is I ask students 3 things, when they first arrive on campus. And I say, take care of yourself. And so as we know this year, whether it's physical health, mental health, whatever it takes, spiritual health, whatever it takes to take care of yourself, continue that practice when you get to school. So if you need to meditate every day, or if you need to go for a walk or a run, or you need to read a verse to get yourself going in the morning, continue to do that. Take care of yourself. The second thing that I tell students is to take care of each other. This is something that I think you all have already done, but sometimes they get lost. It's one thing if you go to a small liberal arts college. It's another thing if you're going to the University of Michigan or Minnesota or someplace that's a huge place. We need people to take care of each other. Administrators at universities, we can only do so much. You are the people who are in the dorms with teammates and can help each other. But that is so taking care of yourself and then taking care of each other. And then the thing that I ask as an administrator, which you've already done here at Holderness, is take care of our community. So looking out for the place, I see people at Holderness, if there's trash on the ground, somebody picks it up and recycles it or puts it away. If something is out of place or people need help, we need to reset the room, everybody jumps in and says that they're going to do their part. That's part of what the jobs program teaches us in playing a role. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take care of your community. Class of 21, congratulations. Thank you. Enjoy the night.
Wait 1 second, if you will. Mr. Howard, I love your comment about planting seeds and seeing them grow, and I so appreciate how you have shown us that Holderness is a lifestyle and that it's not just a high school experience, and I thank you for caring for us and for being here today. And to express our appreciation, we have a little just a little portrait of Mumford Print, which is a school that you know.
Yes, I've seen this place. It's had a few upgrades since this thing was done, but
Yes,
I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Speaking of being a role model for all of us, the Distinguished Alumni Award honors an alumnus or alumna who has displayed outstanding leadership and or service in his or her community or professional field. The Distinguished Alumni Award this year is awarded to Virgie James Howard, class of 1982. If you couldn't tell, Bergie did not know that was coming. Virgie Howard referees youth lacrosse. It connects him to the game he deeply loves. But there's more to it. It's an opportunity for him to give back and serve the game that he loves. He jokes that he referees to right the wrong so many bad referees did before him. But in all seriousness, righting wrongs and always supporting others is in Virgie Howard's DNA. As a senior associate dean of Yale College, associate vice president of student life at Yale, he has responsibility for more than 6,000 students and all the activities, programming, and staff needed to support these students. And before Yale, Bergie worked at Northwestern, Dartmouth, Santa Clara, the schools I mentioned earlier. And let's not forget, he studied at Dartmouth and Stanford. His resume would make for one of the most competitive college lists in the country. But name recognition is not what Bergie is all about. He has dedicated his life to supporting the student experience. It's the same dedication that brings him to the sidelines of youth lacrosse games or to the board at Holderness School. Simply put, Virgie Howard cares. He cares about learning and the people doing that learning. He cares about fairness and equity and making sure that every student feels a sense of belonging. The depth of Virgie's care are so profound that he impacted the lives of tens of thousands of students throughout the course of his career. As we know, and you heard today, Virgie's laughter is often the first thing you'll notice about him. But his thoughtfulness will make you think in ways you never have, as his remarks did today. Conversations with Bergie, regardless of circumstances, are resonant and meaningful and make you want to work toward project and betterment. We are a better school because of Bergie, but his contributions go so far beyond Holderness. Whether it's Yale or youth lacrosse, it doesn't matter. It's all about making the experience just a little better. For his outstanding leadership and service in both this community and in higher education, it is my great honor to present the Distinguished Alumni Award to our commencement speaker, my very good friend, Virgie Howard.
All right, thank you.
I would now like to give a warm welcome to as we welcome Maisley Tone, our president-elect, class of 2022. Maisley, will you please come forward?
Hi, everybody. Congratulations. You all did it. You made it to graduation. And can I just say, you all look fabulous. I'm beyond grateful for the opportunity to stand before such an amazing class. Each and every one of you has made an impact on me that I will cherish for the rest of my life. And I am 100% certain my fellow classmates can say the same. You as a class were given one of the hardest jobs any other senior class has ever had to face. You were given the responsibility to make Holderness feel like home through a global pandemic. Many of you feel as though your senior year was ripped away from you, but instead, you rose to the challenge, and your whole school is here to say thank you for making it the best possible year it could be. No matter what happened, you all were smiling, even if it was from behind a mask. Thank you, Adam, for being an amazing leader, friend, and the best president anyone could ask for. You made each day better for everyone. Your contagious smile, laughter, and personality lit this school with energy, and for that, we thank you. Today is not your goodbye to Holderness forever. I mean, I sure hope it isn't. You all better come visit us. Your footsteps might not ring through the schoolhouse anymore, and your smiles may not be seen on the path each day, but the lessons you have left with each and every one of us will stay in the atmosphere forever. We want to thank you for these lessons that we will grow from for the rest of our lives. You taught us that there is room for growth here at Holderness. You all have led a community where you can come and find yourself and become someone you never thought you could be. You taught us to always be kind no matter what, because you never know the kind of day someone has had. A simple hello could make someone stay. You taught us it's cool not to always be cool. Cheer loud, sing in chapel, be you. You showed us how true models act and take people under their wings. With your guidance, we as a rising senior class can take others under our wings and show them the ropes, just as you did for us. And last but not least, you have taught us to dance like no one is watching. Shout out to my dance partners, you know who you are. Jack Sawyer taught us that life is like a slack line. It just takes balance, and every height is worth reaching for. Katie Jones taught us that Holderness isn't a school, but it's a family, full of love and laughter. Lilia New taught us that you can come to an unfamiliar place and dive headfirst into the deep end of new opportunities. Shania taught us that life is too short not to give everything that is placed in front of you 100% effort and make others around you laugh uncontrollably. Each and every one of you has taught us something amazing. I can't say them all, or we would never get to you shaking hands with Mr. Peck. And here are my parting words for you. When there's ice cream, eat it. When there is music, dance. When there is water, splash. When there is a mountain, climb it. Tell the people you love that you love them. Never take life too seriously. I'm so excited for all of you, and I know that you're going to make Holderness proud and do amazing things in the future. My favorite person once told me something I remember each day when I look in the mirror, and I hope you will remember this as you head out into the outside world. Remember who you are and what you represent. Thank you for everything, and if you are ever in a sticky situation, just remember, if you mess with a bull, you get the horns.
As you can tell, we're very fortunate to have Maisley becoming our president next year. We're also very fortunate that we've had Adam McNabney as our president, who has some parting words to share with us. President McNabney.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Mr. Peck for that very warm welcome and all of our family members for being here today to join in celebrating the great class of 2021. In addition, I would like to take a second to thank Maisley again for her inspiring words. There is no one better suited for the presidential position, and I look forward to seeing all that you do with our school community in the upcoming year. Looking back on the start of the year, there were many unknowns that put our entire nation in a state of great discomfort. While it has not been an easy year for any of us, I'm proud that the Holderness community was able to come together to make the most out of a less than ideal situation. And the fact that we are able to gather together today, collectively, and in one place to celebrate the great accomplishments of this class shows that we must have done something right along the way. It is hard to try and put a year with so many curveballs into perspective, which is why I'm not even going to attempt to try and reflect on this year with my own words, because I know it would not do it justice. Growing up, my parents would always tell me, a picture is worth 1,000 words, when trying to get my rambunctious siblings and I to cooperate long enough to take family pictures. It is moments like these where parents hastily grab their cameras and attempt to commemorate a multitude of memories in only a matter of seconds. Because of this, I have realized the importance of imagery and how vital it can be to retaining memories you intend on keeping with you for the rest of your life. However, I don't feel like any number of photos would be able to capture the amount of blood, sweat, and tears that this class has put into their Holderness experience. Therefore, I've been trying to come up with a new way of remembering this phenomenal group of individuals without throwing a bunch of photos up on the screen or using monotonous language to describe a year like no other. So in an attempt to be unique, I have coined my own saying that states, "A quote is worth 1,000 pictures." Quote number 1. Keep striving, for God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Habib Akande. When first approaching this ominous yet mystical year, there were a lot of questions that occupied my mind. The first and most prominent being, why us? I spent a number of months trying to figure out why this year. Why did God decide that we were going to be the group of individuals that missed out on a traditional conclusion to high school? What I would come to learn is that this was no mistake, and that we were all intentionally given this challenge because God knew that we were a class capable of stepping up to the plate. This realization would not come to me until I first set foot on campus this fall. It was our first senior leader meeting, and we were gathered where all of you are currently sitting. There was a sense of uneasiness that emanated from every senior's face. So in an attempt to inspire us, Mr. Ford stopped Mr. Peck in the middle of a sentence and said, "You want to know why we are trying to make the most out of this year? It's because you guys are the only grade that can do it. As much as I love the classes that have come before you, they simply were not cut out for a year like this. This is the time when you as a class need to make a decision. You can either throw in the towel now and quit, or you can be that superb class that everyone knows you are and go through this year with no regrets. It was at this exact moment that I understood we were the ones being called into action, and I knew that my fellow classmates and I would not let our year suffer from a foolish virus. In life, I believe that everything happens for a reason, and although it may not have been the year we had all expected or hoped for, these past few months were meant to strengthen us in ways that we could have never imagined. Quote number 2. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. There was no simple way out of this year. No matter how hard people tried to find solutions to our world's problems, we knew that it was going to take all of us to get back on our feet as a whole. In our community, we acknowledged that it would take all of us to achieve this goal, and we knew that that was not going to be an easy task. There were many tumbles along the way in terms of shortened seasons, inability to see friends, lack of normalcy, and most importantly, overall physical and mental health. However, that did not stop the Holderness community from standing back up, scraping the dirt off our knees, and trudging through this monstrous year. There were times where I even found myself starting to go down the rabbit hole and wanting to quit. In particular, there was a day in the winter where I was having a horrible week. It seemed like nothing was going the way I wanted it to, and in the hopes of finding some reassurance, I went to our sports psychologist, Ginger, to see what advice she had. As I sat in her living room, trying to find a piece of positivity to focus on, it was clear that there really wasn't a whole lot that initially met the eye to be happy about. However, instead of sitting in my pile of complaints, Ginger posed an analogy that completely changed my perspective on this year. She said, "Life is like a long road trip that never ends. Sometimes you gotta pull over to get gas, use the bathroom, or something as simple as needing a break. However, the important thing is that you get back on the road and continue going wherever you are planning on going." Although there may have been a ton of potty breaks during our trip, I can't even begin to tell you how proud I am of my peers for getting back in our massive vehicle and finishing this once-in-a-lifetime trip off together. Quote number 3. Take pride in how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. Michael Josephson. In life, very rarely do we stop, take a step back, and observe the simplistic beauty that affords us the opportunity to learn and grow as individuals each day. While humans are constantly stressing about the next step in their life, we forget to cherish the memories in our past which have transformed us into the people we are today. We are who we are because of the experiences that we have all encountered cumulatively throughout our lives. So I hope that you carry your past with you and use it as stepping stones towards your future. Because at the end of the day, life is pretty hard, and it never came with a manual that guides you through each and every phase of your journey. However, if I have learned anything from my 19 years of being on this planet, it is that there is no such thing as a right path. The beautiful thing about life is that we get to choose the direction in which our life goes. We get to be in the driver's seat and dictate what we want to be remembered for when we eventually leave this world behind. While sitting at my desk, attempting to write this reflective speech, I found myself listening to Florida Georgia Line's newest song, Life Rolls On. Ironically, the lyrics to this song provide a sense of comfort for those very individuals who may not know what their next step in life is. However, artists Tyler Hubbard and Brian Kelly make it very clear through their lyrics that it is okay to not know what you want in life, as long as you continue to go through every day with the mindset that one day you will find that answer that you were looking for. They express this acceptance of uncertainty when they say, as long as my heart's beating and these old lungs keep breathing, the highs and the lows, the yeses and the nos, only gonna make you strong. This world will keep turning, the bonfires will keep burning, and I don't know what God's thinking of, but where we are is where we belong. Now, I'm not sure what the future looks like for this amazing group of graduates that stands before me. However, I am certain that one way or another, our lives were meant to touch and share in this never-ending Holderness tradition that transcends time and place. My last and final quote comes from an animated series that teaches the importance of friendships and how these relationships can be one's most prized possessions in life. This series came into my life from a young age and is something that I still connect with to this day. So without further ado, I present to you quote number 4. How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Winnie the Pooh. I want to thank Holderness for creating a home away from home for me and my classmates who are fortunate enough to call ourselves a member of this caring community. You have fostered friendships that through time have transformed all of us into a family, and moments that quickly turned into memories which will be cherished for the rest of our lives. I know that we, as a class, will never be able to put into words that all that Holderness has done for us. But I also know that we are eternally grateful for all that has been done to get us to where we are today. Thank you for making these past few years the best years of our lives. And before I go, I feel it is only appropriate for me to leave you with one last parting quote from Winnie the Pooh that states, "If ever there is tomorrow when we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. However, promise me you will never forget me, because if I thought you would, I'd never leave." Again, thank you to everyone who made this year so unforgettable. It was an honor to help captain the ship, and as Winnie the Pooh would say, I will never forget you, this special place, and the memories we made along the way. Thank you.
As I said the other day, Adam has had a presidency like none other in the history of Holderness, and you can tell how blessed we are, not just by his quotations, which are great, but by his positivity, his work ethic, and mostly his heart and care for all of us. Thank you, Adam. All right, so we have a couple special awards before we get to the big part of our day, which is honoring each of these wonderful students. The Reverend B.W. Pete Woodward Jr. Prize is awarded in recognition of a Holderness graduate in his or her junior year in college for exceptional leadership, academic achievement, and or service to his or her community. The Reverend Pete B.W. Woodward Jr. Prize is given in recognition of a Holderness graduate in their junior year, and this year is given to an exceptional young woman. And we're giving it to two, but one of those is with us, and I will mention who the other one is. For our first B.W. Woodward Prize, civic engagement, environmental justice, and servant leadership. It's almost like Ellie Batchel, their class of 2018, can do it all. Recently elected senior class co-president at Colby College, Ellie is putting her environmental policy and government double major to serious use. When not conducting research on political polarization and concepts of rural resentment in the United States, or recruiting and managing voting captains to register voters for the 2020 election, Ellie supports Colby College students, as well as encourages outdoor enthusiasts to consider actions on climate policy, such as part of Protect Our Winters and volunteers at the Kittery Land Trust to provide fresh produce for local food pantries. She's been a member of the Colby track and field team and plays the violin in college in the orchestra. And she does it all with dogged determination and, as her award nomination stated, with gusto, curiosity, and purpose. A true servant leader, Ellie wants to make a difference, not just in the world, but for the world. Her research in Maine's fisheries and its relationships with endangered right whales or the ethical basis for mandatory health insurance only serve to feed her curiosity in the pursuit of service to others. She's described as a change maker, and that could not be more accurate. Ellie, we are excited to support you as you make the world a better place, and we are deeply honored to present you with the Reverend V.W. Pete Woodward Jr. Prize. The other recipient who was not able to be here today, and you can read the write-up we have on her, is a remarkable young woman, classmate to Ellie's, Kathy Leach. The next award, the Reverend Doug Thurner Award, is named in honor of the 8th Bishop of New Hampshire and a faithful servant of Holderness School. This award is given to a person or to individuals who have significantly increased and furthered the mission of Holderness School. Have given significantly to increase and further the mission of the school. We have the privilege of being here together because of the work of so many people. The obstacles and challenges we confronted this year were many and often, as Adam aptly said, felt insurmountable. But we have come together, often figuratively, more than literally, to do whatever we need to do to make campus safe, in person, and make learning happen. We had a play, we had a musical, 3 seasons of interscholastic sports, athletic competitions, special programs, and Springfest and a prom. And now we're here today. We owe a great debt of gratitude to public health professionals, frontline workers, and scientists for guiding us to this moment. But we also must recognize our teachers and coaches and advisors and my colleagues in the dining hall and maintenance, housekeeping, the folks in technology, communications, admissions, and advancement. Your dedication to these students and this school has made this year possible. This head of school and Holderness will be forever grateful for the community that made this happen. But in addition to this, behind the scenes, a group of colleagues would meet daily to consider everything you could imagine as it related to the pandemic. First, they focused on what return to in-person school would look like. Yeah, move on in if you can. We do have a little rain. Then they grappled with coordinating weekly surveillance testing for 480 individuals. Do you know how much saliva this group gathered and packaged for testing? Something in the order of 10 liters per test. Ugh. But it was absolutely necessary. This group would start their mornings and end their days with an active group text requesting the status of our test and the status of our community. And we really look forward to the 5 a.m. Thursday morning text from Karen Penny saying, thumbs up. On the rare occasion when we didn't get that thumbs up, we had a positive test. They dropped everything to conduct contact tracing, place students and adults in quarantine, and communicate updates to our internal and external community. They consulted with experts, reviewed public health guidelines, drafted and amended policies, and fielded every possible question many of you parents threw at us. And then, if almost by magic, They were able to secure vaccinations for our community with an efficiency that would make a Swiss timepiece jealous. And in fact, we were, I think, the first school in New England that had our students vaccinated. This award is given for faithful service in support of significantly increasing and furthering the mission of the school. This year, it could only be given to the COVID-19 response team. Nurses Karen Penny and Lauren Surignano, Dr. Ollie Salmon, our entire health center staff, School Resource Officer Mike Barney, Dean of Faculty Kristen Fisher, Director of Communications Andy Herring, and our COVID czar Associate Head Toby Fenninger. This award is a symbol of our profound gratitude for your care, your commitment, your resilience during these most uncertain times. On behalf of a grateful Holderness School community, I would like to ask our Health Center Director, Karen Penny, to come forward and accept this award for the COVID-19 response team. It's worth mentioning that this is Karen Penny's first year as our Health Center Director, and what a year it's been. Now we have several members of that team who are here, and I would like to just have everyone who's here, Officer Barney, Andy Herring, I don't think Lauren's here, but Toby Fenninger is certainly here, just to come forward and be with Karen for a second. So. Lauren, come on forward. Andy, is Mike Barney here? Thank you. So, on that good news, we are here to honor and recognize each of our graduates. So, and Ms. Fenninger will once again come forward and we'll be reading a write-up which was done collectively with your advisors and other folks, and then Father Hill will help me with the presentation of the diplomas. So, here we go.
Hello to our seniors, families, guests, and members of the Holderness community. This is the moment you've been waiting for. I have too. As we celebrate each member of the class of 2021 today, we'll share a few words about all of you. These senior sentences were written by faculty advisors and other members of the community who know you well. As we introduce each senior, we will refer to you using the name, or we'll refer to them using the names that we have come to know and love. Without further ado, let's begin to introduce the members of the class of 2021. From Tustin, California, Morgan Elizabeth A. She will be receiving her diploma later today, but I'm still going to read about her. Morgan has always been fiercely competitive, conscientious, and focused, and this has allowed her to develop into a collegiate hockey player who will compete on the ice just down the road at PSU. Unapologetically true to herself in a way that allows others to be the same, outspoken in ways that reveal her confidence and determination, honorable in all the ways that we hope our students will be, Morgan may just be most improved for the growth she has shown in her time here. We look forward to seeing her around town in the fall. Congratulations, Morgan. From Rayong, Thailand, Tanawan Lili Acharia Chanwani. One of 5 Thai scholars to finally grace our campus this year, Lili is mischievous, modest, and motivated. She shows a spirit of adventure in her academic work as well as her athletics. Never been to the U.S. or played lacrosse? Why not try being a goalie? She's also an intense, competitive badminton player and has been open to every opportunity put in front of her. From Bull to Cardinal, Lily continues her stateside adventure at Stanford University next fall. Congratulations, Lily. From Richmond, Virginia, James Alexander Baber V. Alex is truly 1 in 7.67 billion. He sometimes walks the line between swaggering laxbro and rambunctious class clown, but he is not to be underestimated, for our Baber is a closet nerd with great knowledge of and passion for the Great Gatsby and Greek mythology. He is one winner of this year's Bob Brooks Award, and in his own unique way, a true leader of the troops at Holderness School. We admire his commitment to athletics, scholarship, and country, and wish him the best at Virginia Military Institute next year. Congratulations, Alex. From Cambridge, Massachusetts, Hallenbeck Jensen Barker. Nicknamed Oedipa by her favorite English teacher after the main character of her favorite short story by Thomas Pynchon in her favorite English class ever, Hallie is a stealth scholar who, after declaring that she doesn't like to read, will admit to having read the Odyssey twice. She has openly embraced the outdoors while at Holderness, hiking, fly fishing, skinning up Tenny Mountain. Who knew? A true and devoted friend, Hallie will be remembered for her bigger-than-life smile, her adventurous spirit, and commitment to her friends. The next stop on her journey will be Denison University in Ohio. Congratulations, Hallie. From Canaan, New Hampshire, Jackman Shaw Bayruther. The youngest of 4 Bayruthers to be at Holderness, Jackman has come into his own and served this school in many significant ways, from being an excellent Webster dorm leader, an inspiring mentor to younger students and teammates, and a kind, generous spirit. He is a committed and talented 3-sport athlete, winning the Coaches Award this spring, and someone you would love to play with and against. Being around him just makes you feel good. The community at St. Lawrence University is lucky to have him next year. Congratulations, Jackman. From Fort Collins, Colorado, Aidan Levin Belt. Intellectual, witty, thoughtful, and kind, this 2-year student has left his mark on Holderness School. Aidan is a force to be reckoned with on the ice, the winner of this year's ceramics prize, and as his OB leader stated, the reason why his OB group succeeded. As a leader of Sergeant Dorm, he has been a role model to younger students and a friend to many. Thank you, Aidan, for your many contributions in the classroom, on the ice, and in the woods. We will miss you as you head back to Colorado for your next adventure at the University of Denver. Congratulations. From Fayston, Vermont, Jeffrey Pierce Bulay. This year's Ned Gillette Spirit Award winner is the stuff that Holderness legends are made of. The funnest of the fun hogs, Pierce is an avid outdoorsman who works passionately and selflessly to get others out of their comfort zone and into the moment. In his 4 years at Holderness, Pierce has truly immersed himself in all aspects of school life and emerged as an affable, approachable leader and friend to all. We wish him way more than luck at the Colorado School of Mines. Congratulations, Pierce. From Salt Lake City, Utah, James Sullivan Bocock. Jimmy is a true historian and master of the history of the Middle East. If this were a trivia school, he would be valedictorian. Whether badminton, football, or a debate, Jimmy can't stand to lose. He is a relentless competitor on the field and in the moment, but kind-hearted and respectful to all off the field. His laugh is contagious and his friendships span over many circles. Jimmy gives his friendship freely to all who know him. Congratulations. From Marblehead, Massachusetts, Tyler Todd Bowes. Though Tyler may never have completely bought into the niggling rules here, like dress code, his rebellion was never too loud or too confrontational. The untucked shirt and undone tie were enough to make his point. From his young student days in kindergarbage, Tyler has taken his studies seriously and has demonstrated to many teachers just what a sharp mind he has. Impressively capable on the lacrosse field, as in the classroom, this chili-loving, slyly humorous and witty, almost the last Bowes, will take his many gifts to Villanova next year, where we know he will shine. Congratulations, Tyler. From Canterbury, New Hampshire, Gwendolyn Nicole Bowler. This year's co-winner of the Coaches Award, Gwen is a focused student who helps to elevate the learning for all of her classmates. She's organized, prepared, and eager to learn. But don't let that smile of hers fool you, because behind that vibrant smile is also a tenacious competitor who excels no matter what the sport. Gwen has spent her life in hockey skates and is ready to defend the net at Adrian College. Congratulations, Gwen. From Waterville Valley, New Hampshire, Kate Summerfield Brayton. This year's winner of the Dana H. Rowe Award has been a real gift to this community. She lives each day to the fullest and exemplifies the best of Dana H. Rowe, who made outstanding contributions to the school through her love of life. Summer approaches everything with gusto. She's open to doing anything, and if it's goofy and silly, all the better. She is a committed friend, a hardworking student, and someone you can count on. The UNH is lucky to have Summer grace their campus in the fall. Congratulations. From Horseheads, New York, Ethan Alexander Callahan. Ethan's warm personality, strong work ethic, and willingness to dive into the Holderness experience made him a strong and positive member of the Woodward family. Quiet by nature, Ethan pushed himself to contribute in all areas of campus life, dorm, classroom, and athletics. While we wish we had him for more than the year we did, we are deeply grateful for the gifts this compassionate, kind, humble, and talented student brought to our community in a year when we really needed those exact gifts. Congratulations, Ethan. From Duxbury, Massachusetts, Brooke S. Chandler. Brooke Chandler is, perhaps most notably, a dog lover and a lobster woman, who is also a multifaceted, multi-talented, sensitive, independent, and creative young woman who's contributed greatly to her community during her time at Holderness. Brooke balances a fierce intellect with a wonderful generosity of spirit, a great sense of humor, and a magnetic smile, all of which make her a force for good in the classroom and a true ally to many. Brooke, we wish you all the best at UVM next year. Congratulations. From Seoul, Korea, Young Rock Choi. The shortest line between 2 points is the path that Young Rock will take. Whether it's to walk across the quad or to write the code for something else he has to do. An iconoclast, Young Rock will debate you about anything. His view of the world is critical in all the good ways of this word. And since his delayed arrival to campus in his sophomore year, he's helped to enlarge our world as he lives fully in it. Congratulations, Young Rock. From Brookline, Massachusetts, William Scott Klaus. Winner of this year's Gallup Award and the M.J. LaFoley Award is a 10th grader. William is a quirky, kind young man who modeled that it is cool to stay true to who you are. William has charted his own path since the day he arrived on campus and has won the hearts of many during this journey. A closet artist who loves board games and his friends, William made Rathman his home and also made it a welcoming space for all. Thank you, William, for just being you. We will miss you. Congratulations. From Plymouth, New Hampshire, Abigail Catherine Cole. In her two short years at Holderness, Abigail Cole has given us innumerable gifts. Her competitive excellence in cross-country running, her curiosity, sensitivity, and skill in the classroom, her quiet leadership by example of the Climate Action Group. Most of all, Abigail has given us herself, who is irreplaceable. What other high school junior would blow in from the sands of Dubai and challenge herself to take up Nordic skiing? Congratulations and best wishes to our English Prize and Don and Pat Henderson Award winner, always a doozer and never a don'tser, Abigail Cole. From Marblehead, Massachusetts, Joseph Arthur Caldwell. In many ways, Joe has not changed in his 4 years here, and in some other ways, he has grown almost unrecognizably into the student he is today. Defiance has turned to determination as Joe has matured into a student and athlete who is excited by challenge, who knows how to apply his skills, and who advocates for himself. He gives credit to his mom, Ellen, for teaching him when to recognize when he needs to ask for help and what needs to be done. As Joe heads off to Villanova next year, we wish him the very best for his continued growth and learning. Congratulations, Joe. From Paget, Bermuda, Robert Cooper. What a challenge it was to arrive here for 1 year during this year. We knew him mostly masked and no doubt missed so much. A rock climber 2 out of 3 seasons, this quietly determined, artistically and musically impressive student shared with us his passion for science and understanding of ecosystems. There is so much more to uncover if only we had more time with him. Congratulations, Bobby. From West Dover, Vermont, Charlotte Bray Croft. Winner of the Special Faculty Award as well as the Advanced French Prize, Charlie is a committed student, athlete, leader, and friend to many. She embraces each challenge with determination and a desire to learn and improve. With her winsome smile, confident and direct affect, and natural poise, Charlie is engaged and engaging, perceptive and never complacent, a Holderness lifer who made this community better and stronger. Charlie, we miss you already, but we wish you the best of luck next year at Hamilton College. Congratulations. From Nashville, Tennessee, Charles Morton Crumbo. Charlie Crumbo would be the life of any party and certainly contributed to a lively, robust, inclusive dorm culture in his 3 years in Niles dorm. Twice a de facto leader, once a titled one. But Crumbo is not a good time Charlie. He's a committed and confident student, an ambitious and hardworking athlete, and a fair and desirable friend. Plus, he's one of our best dressed graduates. Next year, Charlie will be honing his lacrosse game and academic mindset in a gap year at Phillips Exeter Academy, and we're very proud of him. Congratulations, Charlie. From Snowmass, Colorado, Christopher Henry James Davenport. Topher has demonstrated outstanding growth from a nudgy 9th grader to a mature and competent senior with a strong work ethic. Earlier this year, when speaking about Topher, one of his fellow lifer friends remarked that, quote, Topher is pure joy. He can find happiness anywhere he goes, end quote. Whether on a bike trail, ski trail, or in the dorm, Topher can bring smiles and laughter to any situation. He's empathetic and kind, and we're so glad that we had 4 years to live, learn, and laugh with him. Good luck at Colby, Topher, and congratulations. From Stratham, New Hampshire, Brendan Patrick Doyle. He is remote today. Brendan Doyle was only with us for 1 year, but his Holderness legacy will live on far longer than that. Joyful, mischievous, goofy, and genuinely curious about everything, Doyle was a sneaky leader this year in Niles' dorm and set the bar high with the cleanest room any of his dorm parents had ever seen. Doyle leaves us to embark on what will surely be a thrilling hockey career, but he's more than just an athlete to us. He's a scholar, a jokester, and a friend. Brendan Doyle, you will be missed. Congratulations. From Aurora, Ontario, Canada, Akin Anthony Dwyer. This Marshall Award winner distinguished himself in his 2 years at Holderness. A 3-sport varsity athlete and Division I lacrosse recruit, Akin will perhaps be remembered most fondly at Holderness, not only for his athletic accomplishments, but for the way he made others feel seen, heard, and advocated for. Intentional, good-humored, wise, and kind. A true leader who demonstrates mindful citizenship with grace and ease, Akin will go stratospherically far in life. His first stop is St. Bonaventure University. Congratulations, Akin. From Norfolk, Massachusetts, Colin James Eldred. In his 4 years at Holderness, Colin has made himself an irreplaceable member of this community. He's not so much found his place as made a place for himself, and we greatly admire his spirit, grit, audacity, grace, and confidence. A distinguished writer, top student, founder of several clubs, as well as a vocal advocate for the LGBTQ+ students on campus, and a crusader for justice everywhere, Colin's work in the world has only just begun. He has made us a better school, and we are waiting in watchful awe to see what he will accomplish next. Congratulations, Colin. From Suzhou, China, Tiffany Fang, who is remote today. Tiffany Fang possesses one of the most intricate, beautiful, and audacious minds seen at Holderness School in recent years. She's not only an intellectual leader, gracing us with her evocative interpretations of Garcia Marquez, as she is wont to do, but a relentless observer too, who is humble and passionate in her pursuit of knowledge, nuance, and justice. Tiffany may be a poet immersed in the mind of a future iBanker, but we have no doubt that she will go far. Congratulations, Tiffany. From Bedford, Massachusetts, Emma Catherine Felosa. Emma is a Holderness senior who perhaps best embodies Whitman's famous line, "I contain multitudes." She's a fiery-haired force on the soccer pitch and lacrosse field, but in the classroom and in Pichette dorm, where she has served as a leader this year, she shows up in another way. She is cautious, sensitive, and kind. She started the Coping Club this year to model to all of us just how important taking care of ourselves and each other is to the life of our community. Beloved Emma, we wish you all the best at the College of the Holy Cross next year. Congratulations. From Falmouth, Maine, Thomas Reed Fitzgerald. Tom made a seamless entry to the Holderness community, connecting to all ages and all classes and helping to create a welcoming community for the 8 freshmen in Woodward dorm this year. For those who lived closely with him in the dorm, they learned that he has a great sense of humor and is skilled at bantering, although he's less skilled on the barbecue. A loyal friend and teammate and fierce competitor will miss his fun-loving spirit, his intellectual prowess, and his love of lacrosse competition. Congratulations, Tom. From Gilmanton Ironworks, New Hampshire, Garrison Leland Gagnon. Garrison is a force on the ice, in the weight room, and in the classroom. He's a loyal friend, a committed teammate, and as a senior leader in Woodward Dorm, he modeled what it meant to be a member of the Holderness community, making sure that the new students felt known and well cared for. His competitive yet friendly spirit will be missed at Holderness, but will surely win the hearts and minds of his peers next year at Johnson & Wales University. Congratulations, Garrison. From Hyannisport, Massachusetts, Joby McCabe Gemmel Hughes. Winner of the Clarkson Award, as well as the William Bradford Whiting Prize for Art, Joby is a visionary artist, a dedicated actor, a skateboarder extraordinaire, and a compelling Weld Hall leader. Joby sees the world through his own magnificent lens. He's an experimenter and passionately guided by his own inner language and vision. He's joyful, he's humble, and, to paraphrase Bob Dylan, he's got everything he needs. He's an artist, he don't look back. Congratulations, Joby, and thank you for leaving your mark in art here at your time. From New York, New York, Alex Willa Guest. Skeptical and independent, this native New Yorker brought energy, focus, and a challenging, informed perspective to campus. She endeared herself to this community through her many quirky habits, hobbies, and interests, which include, but are not limited to, comics, video games, and hamsters, as well as through her powerful intellect and sensitive, precise way of looking, seeing, and speaking. In her senior year, she took a long trip to Korea, which illustrates her veracity for life and her generous, expansive worldview. We're so excited to see what she will accomplish and discover at New York University. Congratulations, Alex. From Essex, Massachusetts, Patrick Martin Guiney, Jr. Patrick is a lover of life and mischief. If there is a line drawn in the sand, Patrick will touch it with at least one toe. A self-confessed menace to society, Patrick does travel the world on and sometimes over the edge, but always with an acute awareness of what's honorable and right. His heightened sense of integrity may not always lead him down the right path, but he is clearly guided by a code which is influenced by his large, close family, and especially his father's military career and service. Patrick is bound to make a mark wherever he goes in the years to come. Congratulations, Patrick, for getting to this day. From Fort Myers, Florida, Ethan John Hayes. It has been our pleasure and privilege indeed to teach, learn from, work, play, and live alongside Ethan Hayes for the past 4 years. Confident, conscientious, and bright, with an energizing smile and a self-effacing demeanor, Ethan embodies our school's leadership values of fortitude, initiative, fairness, and dependability. In the classroom, where he was a contender for the unofficial award of most career excellent efforts, as in his role as leader of Woodward Dorm, Ethan was a true model and credit to the Holderness School. Congratulations, Ethan. From Westminster, Massachusetts, Grayson Heisner. Mature, serious, and reliable, Grayson is eager to serve his community and his country. In his 3 years at Holderness, Grayson has displayed an impressive commitment to the ideas of excellence and follow-through. As a diligent athlete on the cross-country trails and hockey rink, as a scholar motivated to use science to help others and inspire social change, as a formidable leader in the school's job program, and as a talented artist who brings life to Chinese characters. Grayson, thank you for your hard work and dedication. It has and will pay off. Congratulations. From Stowe, Vermont, Calvin Harold Hoder. This young man has a friendly, easygoing demeanor and has stayed true to his path even in the face of adversity. An unofficial leader of Webster Dorm, a courageous member of the Eastern Alpine Ski Team, and an avid Chelsea supporter, Calvin navigated his own path at Holderness and influenced the lives of many along the way. We're so thankful for Calvin's contributions to this community, and we wish him all the best in his next adventure at St. Lawrence University. Congratulations, Calvin. From Waltham, Massachusetts, Amber Huang. Dreamy and dramatic, and most likely to play the role of Hamlet next year at NYU, Amber moves through her days like a star in her own show. The fluidity of college life, no classes she must attend, the ability to take courses that truly move her, will no doubt bring out her natural curiosity and creativity. Whether she ends up before or behind a camera and pursuing her interest in film, we expect she'll stay true to her own vision and find nourishment in the rich community of artists at NYU. Congratulations, Amber. From Bangkok, Thailand, Sirin Pom Jikpong Sun. A kind of cosmic wonder in multiple realms, whether zooming into our classrooms, engaging us with her vivacious, witty personality, or dazzling us on the stage and the page, Palm has talents beyond our earthly imagining. If only we could have basked in the radiant glow of her many gifts for longer than 1 year. We look forward to following the luminous trail of this bright star to the Midwest as she prepares to launch her college career at Northwestern University. Congratulations, Palm. From Amherst, New Hampshire, Kathleen Ann Jones. It's hard to believe that Katie was only with us at Holderness for her senior year, and it's somewhat painful to let her go. In a perfect world, we'd keep Katie here for a few more years. Heaven knows we need her. She's been an indispensable and much beloved leader to younger students in her dorm and a bright spot in every space she enters, lighting up our lives with her friendliness, loyalty, self-sufficiency, and great taste in music. A highlight of Katie's year was her OB trip, which she undertook as a senior on principle. A highlight of our year was having Katie with us. Congratulations. From Cheonan, Korea, Sungwon Stephen Jung. A long way from Korea, Stephen made Holderness his second home over the past 3 years. A fine scholar and athlete, Stephen was never one to toot his own horn. During his time here, he's been a quiet yet important member of our community. The pandemic made travel to and from Korea difficult to navigate, but Stephen was always trying to get back to our Holderness campus. He will be missed, and we're eager to hear about his successes at the University of California, Irvine as an investor in Nike Travis Scott collab kicks. Congratulations. From Hanoi, Vietnam, UN Cadence Lee, who is remote today. Cadence Lee is, to put it simply, a superstar. In her time at Holderness, whether on campus or at home in Hanoi, as she was this year, Cadence developed remarkable care for others and always took notice when friends here, adults included, were having a bad day or a rough go, and quietly figured out ways to support them. As such, she was an excellent friend and desirable dormmate and an elected leader of Cannell Dorm this year. We've missed her laugh and quirkiness, not to mention her bright, incisive intellect, but look forward to cheering her on in her life's next chapter at the University of Massachusetts. Congratulations, Cadence. From Rochester, New York, Shania Ebony Lee. Shania is both independent and fiercely loyal to her friends and teammates. A basketball player extraordinaire who could just as easily play college softball. Her athleticism is a habit and practice of grace and impeccable timing, as is the way she lives her life. Shania has been an intellectual leader and curious observer of our world, and we're so grateful to have had her be a part of ours. Her friends know her for her laughter and wit, and our halls will miss those very things. Congratulations, Shania. From Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Thao Nguyen Natalie Mai, who is remote today. Natalie's warmth and graciousness are the definition of empathy that we champion at Holderness. Not one to demand attention, Natalie nonetheless lavishes her fierce, compassionate intelligence, whether on people or academic subjects, with a kind of focus that gains notice. Though her senior year was not what she had imagined, a lesson in tenacity across time zones from her perch in Saigon, she managed to bridge the distance with aplomb and humor. Congratulations, Natalie. From Baltimore, Maryland, Adam Steele McNabney. Adam came to us from Baltimore intent on pursuing his hockey dreams, but took advantage of his time at Holderness to grow tremendously, not only as an athlete, but as a scholar and leader. Our fearless, tireless, approachable student president during this challenging COVID year, Adam was a friend, ally, and advocate to all, and is as quick to laugh as he is to stay graceful and humble under pressure. We are privileged to offer Adam the Frost Award and our hearty congratulations. From Steamboat Springs, Colorado, Ryan Jeffrey McNamara. Although he feels like a lifer, Ryan only joined the Holderness community 2 years ago. He fit us seamlessly from his first moments on campus and quickly became an integral part of our community. We have come to rely on his bright smile and upbeat attitude to boost our spirits and his compassionate leadership to help us through the challenging moments of the last year. In the classroom, we've all benefited from his tremendous engagement and his genuine interest in learning. And on the athletic front, and especially on the hockey rink, we've enjoyed his competitive spirit and genuine concern for his teammates. Well done, Smiley. From Meredith, New Hampshire, Patrick J. Mohan. A 3-year day student, Pat is the embodiment of quiet strength and what it means to be devoted to something larger than yourself. In the classroom, his diligence and openness to all opinions have led to him being a mainstay on the high honor roll. On the ice, Pat overcame a serious knee injury to not only lead the JV team to an undefeated season, but also to establishing his role this year as the most selfless and team-oriented player on the varsity team. Congratulations, Pat. From Hingham, Massachusetts, Charles Edward Morris. Whether it's smooth sailing or choppy seas, Charlie's cheerful and positive attitude enabled him to make the best of any situation. He puts others at ease with his quick wit and open personality and is always up for some fun. But when it's time to get to work, Charlie turns on the focus and determination to get the job done. This work hard, play hard spirit makes him a true Holderness student, and we look forward to him bringing this attitude to UVM's campus next year. Congratulations, Charlie. From Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Hien Helen Jung Za Nguyen, who is remote today. A scholar and friend to all, Helen is a Holderness lifer who was sorely missed on campus this year. A Blue Key and Hoyt dorm leader, a JV superstar goalie, and a member of the Seminus Club, Helen brought joy, energy, and fun to her activities, classrooms, and dorms. Whether you were a close friend or just an acquaintance, Helen's politeness and smiles made it easy to enjoy having conversations with her. She's enthusiastic about the field of engineering, and we can't wait to see what she accomplishes at Case Western Reserve. Congratulations, Helen. From Falmouth, Maine, Albert Joe Noyes. Although he came in as a one-year senior, AJ was able to integrate himself seamlessly into the larger Holderness community. Known for his courage and calm demeanor on the lacrosse field, and as someone who is willing to serve and do whatever is needed for the community, he is the epitome of the altruistic scholar-athlete that Holderness so prides itself on producing. Although we're sorry that we only had him for 1 year, we can't wait to see what he's able to accomplish in his next chapter at Middlebury College. Congratulations, AJ. From Bangkok, Thailand, Pakorn Min Nantaari. An extraordinary physics and math whiz who won the Advanced Math Prize, this Thai scholar is a gentle soul whose mild-mannered good cheer belies a sharp intellect and focused ambition. Even while attending school online until his arrival in March, his cheerful presence radiated off the screen, and we've been grateful for his lovely in-person presence since then. Congratulations, Min. From East Greenwich, Rhode Island, Griffin James O'Neill. Winner of the Webster Cup, Griffin is best known for his relentless competitive spirit, regardless of the venue. A true scholar, Griffin questions, as he does everything, but his questions elevate the level of understanding of everyone in the room. Griffin refuses to concede the point on the field, the classroom, the common room, demonstrating how excellence can be achieved through the right mixture of talent and determination. Congratulations, Griffin. From Bridgewater, Massachusetts, Abigail Flynn Palmer. Focused, motivated, and smart, Abby is a graceful leader and an equal opportunity scholar, someone who speaks the language of statistics, visual art, and literature, among other subjects, with equal eloquence. Ultimately, her ability to read the landscape and to combine beauty with function will no doubt translate well into her desired study of architecture. We wish her much success at Northeastern. Congratulations, Abby. From Cambridge, Massachusetts, Honor Taylor Patton. Honor Patton lives up to her name. She's compassionate, gracious, loyal, has quite the fan club, friendly, level-headed, and good-humored, and seems to imbue her every move with genuine care and concern for others. Even given the high regard in which she's held, Honor doesn't take herself too seriously and doesn't shy away from showing her goofy side. In fact, she might be the least self-involved kid at Holderness. A leader by nature and a winner of this year's Don and Pat Henderson Award, we predict a star-bright future ahead for her, one in which she will win hearts and change minds. Congratulations, Honor. From Durham, North Carolina, Charles Francis Chip Peterson. Chip Peterson's list of recent decorations speak for itself. He's the winner of this year's Dallas Award, Spargo Award for Science, and Fiore Prize for Theater. These much-deserved accolades, taken as a group, paint Chip's complete portrait. He's a multifaceted, multi-talented young man who succeeds in the classroom as much as he does on stage, who embodies the highest integrity of all aspects of life and leads by pristine example. Chip has given himself abundantly to our community, and we are unquestionably all the better for it. Thank you, Chip, and best of luck at the University of Michigan next year. Congratulations. From Marblehead, Massachusetts, Aaliyah J. Pacini. Aaliyah plays attack on the lacrosse field, but her presence in the classroom and her deliverable schoolwork is noteworthy for its sensitivity, nuance, and care. As much as she strives for excellence, Aaliyah possesses the rare qualities of curiosity and invention. She's willing to be wrong or to consider the hitherto unknown for the sake of improvement, not only on behalf of herself, but others as well. Mature, precise, and driven, in her time at Holderness, Aaliyah has been a friend to many and a leader to all, and we wish her all the best at Cornell. Congratulations. From Farmington, Connecticut, Adam David Pilon. If you want to see someone do a double backflip, Adam is your, on a snowboard. Adam is your man. He's serious and dedicated to the sport, but more than that, he's a teacher and cheerleader to the younger students who are learning to mountain bike, skateboard, or snowboard. We've been so fortunate to have him as a member of the Holderness community for the last 2 years, and we wish him all the best as he tackles the mountains of Colorado and continues his education at the University of Denver next year. Congratulations, Adam. From New York City, New York, Jean Proper. Jean Proper has been a delightful infusion of New York City into our Holderness lives. The master of good-natured banter, Jean's upbeat joking was a mainstay in Webster, Weld, and most recently in right field out on the quad. His real home here was on the basketball court, so we saw all too little of him doing the thing he loves most. Nonetheless, in a single year, he endeared himself to the entire community, making our school a friendlier, happier, and more engaging place. We will miss him sorely as he heads off to college, but we hope he'll return to launch a few threes in the gym. Congratulations, Gene. From Beijing, China, Isabella Qian. Quietly creative and fiercely motivated, Isabella has found during her time here unique ways to express who she is and what she believes. Whether exploring the realm of culinary traditions and new recipes, business models for e-publishing, poems for poetry out loud, the craft of crocheting, or the literature of Cervantes, she displays a mind open to possibilities far beyond the normal pedestrian landscape. Her spirit of intellectual adventure will take her far, literally to the West Coast, and beyond, and we wish her all the best. Congratulations, Isabella. From Hingham, Massachusetts, Brooks Comstock Reed. Brooks began and ended his Holderness career in Dahl Dorm. This full circle moment exemplifies Brooks' greatest strength. He's loyal and steadfast and sees things through to the end. Whether in the classroom, where his dedication impressed his teachers, or on the slopes, where his strong work ethic inspired his teammates on the Eastern Alpine ski team, Brooks always shows up to meet and exceed his own high goals. Colby College is getting a true student athlete. Congratulations, Brooks. From Manchester, New Hampshire, Yansel Reyes. In his 3 years at Holderness, Yansel distinguished himself in the confident, persistent way that he went after his goals. He kept opponents on their toes on the basketball court and found strength on stage in mature, powerful performances. But perhaps most importantly, Yansel will be remembered for the way he ensured that those around him felt at home and for his impeccable style. We will miss Yansel's presence on campus next year, but we hope to see him down the hill every now and again as he begins his college career at Plymouth State. Felicitaciones, Yanyo. From Pepperell, Massachusetts, Henry William Richard. Henry has the discipline of a lacrosse star, the intelligence of an English professor, and the spirit of a DJ. In his 4 years at Holderness, Henry has endeared himself to the community with his warmth, fairness, openness, and easy smile, which is belied by his wonderful convivial energy. As the leader of Dal Dorm this year, he has always known when to turn up the music and rally the boys. He will have the time of his life living, learning, and playing lacrosse at Vassar College, and we wish him all the best. Congratulations. From Auburndale, Massachusetts, Grace Jean Elizabeth Rowe, winner of the 2021 Holderness Photography Prize and the Ava Gallery Photography Award. Gracie has left an indelible mark on Holderness's photography department. Gracie's commitment to environmental sustainability has helped both students and faculty at Holderness understand the need for serious attention. Never one to pretend to be anything other than her genuine self, Gracie will be missed by all. Her passions of photography and sustainability will be well served next year at Colorado College. Congratulations, Grace. From Telluride, Colorado, Simon Thomas Rolfs. While many strive for status or work in order to achieve prestige, Simon is willing to take a different path. He strives for happiness and works to support others. Having persevered through multiple setbacks this year, he understands the importance of appreciating what we have and brings laughter and joy to those around him, particularly his boys in Dal Dorm. Whether he pursues his interest in firefighting or strikes out as a stand-up comic is anyone's guess. Whatever Simon chooses to do, we know he will give it his all. Congratulations, Simon. From Charlotte, North Carolina, Madison Shea Roth. In her 4 years at Holderness, and this year in particular, this North Carolinian ray of sunshine lit it up in her classes, on the field hockey pitch, and on the alpine race slopes, also leading a merry gang of sisters in her role as leader of Pichette Dorm. At Holderness, she showed us how hard work and true engagement can yield incredible results, a passion for Mandarin Chinese language as well, and very many robust, dedicated friendships. Though we will miss her next year, we're so excited to watch her shine at Villanova University. Stay fancy, Madison. Congratulations. From Falmouth, Maine, Jackson Wentworth Sawyer. At our Stones Chapel a few weeks ago, Jack brought a crowbar up the hill instead of the customary rock to leave as his final contribution to the school. In doing so, he said, he was showing us that we should forge our own paths and stake our own claims in life. It was a fitting swan song, as Jack has confidently stood out as a student, leader, climber, and friend in his time at Holderness, a perfect reminder of the opportunity, discovery, and delight that independence, self-sufficiency, and curiosity can bring. We know that his adventures will continue at Colorado College, the next stop of this self-made trail. Congratulations, Jack. From Lake Bluff, Illinois, Philippa Jennings Sheffield. We've been so lucky to call Pippa ours here at Holderness for the past 4 years. Resilient, loyal, sincere, and sweet, Pippa made a name for herself as a dedicated friend and mature leader who demonstrated by example and endeared herself to classmates, teammates, and teachers alike. Effort as well as laughter abound in her sunny presence. Don't let that winsome smile fool you, though. Pippa was an indispensable athlete in her time at Holderness, with the most career blocked shots in all of knapsack hockey. We're so proud of Pippa, and we offer you our hearty congratulations. From San Carlos, California, Aaron McLean Schrey. Aaron never met an argument he didn't want to enter or a fray he didn't want to join. Ebulliently contrarian and argumentative, Aaron brings a fiery passion to his classes. His loves are many and mostly outdoors, big mountain skiing, bouldering, and rock climbing, always supporting Chacos through the New Hampshire winters. His strong moral compass prioritizes justice. He speaks with conviction because he cares. Northern California may be his first home, but he has made another home for himself in the environs of Holderness. Congratulations, Aaron. From Lincoln, New Hampshire, Nicholas George Spanos. This year's winner of the Science Prize, Nick, is an academic leader and a conscientious student who's respectful of conflicting views and brings humility and a sense of humor to all areas of school life. During his 4 years at Holderness, Nick has found a healthy balance between his academics, his friends, and his love of the outdoors. As he heads to Nashville to attend Vanderbilt University, we know this climbing enthusiast and budding scientist is poised to do great things. Congratulations, Nick. From Pijit, Thailand, Kwan Lada, I Si Jung Kwan. Perhaps the most avid reader on campus, I dives into the world of books, especially those that launch her into wildly different realms. In that way, maybe her midwinter arrival to Holderness from the tropical climes of Thailand was her dream come true. She's a quiet and curious explorer who, no matter the adventure, will document it in lovely words and watercolors. In the future, we know that I will continue to seek bridges across language, landscape, and culture. Congratulations, I. From Meredith, New Hampshire, Elijah Christopher Swanson. We wish we had him for 4 years, but we're really glad we had him for 2. Eli is thoughtful, smart, a good friend, and a great teammate. He doesn't look for attention, he stays away from the drama, and he's a role model to many. All you really need to know about Eli is he still uses a flip phone. We wish him all the best as he heads to Emmanuel College in the fall to play college basketball. Thank you, Eli, for being a consistent and grounded person. We will miss you. From Thornton, New Hampshire, Ian Daniel Switzer. Though Ian is often taciturn in the classroom, it is not for lack of engagement, curiosity, or imagination. In his 4 years at Holderness, Ian has proved consistently his fierce but sensitive intellect, and maybe, sneakily, one of the brightest minds of his graduating class. But it's not just in the classroom that Ian shows his resilience, curiosity, and willingness to take risks. He's also a talented freestyle skier, an intrepid mountain biker, and a loyal friend. We have no doubt that he will find plenty of high callings and awesome adventures as he begins his college career at the University of Colorado. Congratulations, Ian. From Bangkok, Thailand, Chanaporn Nu To Suwanwani. Yes. She just said yes as I walked by. Thank you. As with her compatriots, Nu has impressed us all with her willingness to dive into the Holderness community, participating in almost any outing or activity offered, as if making up for lost time after a long-delayed arrival in America. A lover of geography, maps, and cooking, she embraces life with enthusiasm, affection, intelligence, and a huge, endearing grin. Although we enjoyed the delectable variety of food backgrounds during her Zoom days, we are so grateful that she was able to come to campus in March to enrich our school with her warm, in-person presence. Congratulations, Nu. From Kampala, Uganda, Alexi Twahili. Alexi lived all of his life in the city of Kampala until he came to Holderness in his sophomore year, and we are so fortunate that he did. Without a doubt, and despite some initial culture shock, Alexi has made the most of his time at school, establishing himself as a star athlete, a formidable student, and a compelling leader of Sergeant Dorm. His presence is defined by his confidence, his friendliness, and his evident desire to take the most out of every opportunity. In short, Alexi is one of a kind, and we have no doubt that his poise and determination will take him very far. Congratulations, Alexi. From Warwick, Rhode Island, Jacob Paul Waterman, who is not able to be with us today. Jake's true passion and commitment is to ice hockey. With his locks flowing from under his helmet, he was easy to spot on the ice and exciting to watch. Jake has been a great teammate and friend to all. His wry sense of humor and easygoing nature makes befriending him seem effortless. Thank you, Jake, for your commitment to Holderness. Your new junior hockey team is lucky to have you as a member. Congratulations. From Holderness, New Hampshire, Charlotte May Whitcomb. The winner of this year's Haslam Award is a diligent scholar, dignified leader of the Day Girls, and perhaps most crucially, a radiant adventurer. Everyone's favorite story about May, which conveniently illustrates her effortless excellence, is the one about the time when the mountain biking team raced the cross-country running team, and May led both races, hopping on her bike after conquering the trails on foot. Honestly, what can't this girl do? We are eagerly awaiting similar stories of new and intrepid experiences at St. Scholastica next year. Congratulations, May. From Nantucket, Massachusetts, Aveline Elizabeth Wilson. Co-winner of the Bob Brooks Award, this Pichette leader traded her island life for the lakes and mountains, but kept with her the strength of the crashing surf and the consistency of the tides. Ava brought her care and concern for others to the dorm and to the entire school with the Coping Club that she co-founded with a classmate this year. She also shared her winsome smile and joyful vitality for life with all of us. It's no wonder that the 9th graders voted her as the senior who was most helpful in making Holderness feel like a home. Congratulations, Ava. From Berwick, Nova Scotia, Canada, Kyle Charles Woodworth. This voracious Canadian's interests are as far-ranging and eclectic as his list of accomplishments. Kyle was a leader in Rathman Dorm, a curious, committed, and creative scholar, a major player in every student production, a standout pitcher on the baseball mound, a passionate snowboarder, a music connoisseur, a social media entrepreneur, and an aspiring YouTuber TikToker. Is there anything he won't do? A better question might be, is there anything he can't do? We've savored an abundant and eventful 4 years with Kyle, and we can't wait to see what new adventures await him in the future at Bates College and beyond. Congratulations. From Shanghai, China, Xin Yang Alan Yu, who is remote today. The pandemic hit Alan hard, and being at home was most likely not how Alan imagined his senior year. As the schedule changed this spring, it became almost impossible to set eyes on him in class. And that he finished and now graduates is a miracle enabled by the internet and no small amount of determination on his behalf. If there was anyone equipped to know the effects of the COVID pandemic, it would have been Alan, who, in addition to living it, studied it for his senior thesis. Alan was a loyal member of Rathman Dorm for 2 years, and this year would have been his 3rd. We missed having him on campus this year and look forward to his generous hospitality and tour guiding help when we can once again send students and faculty to China. Congratulations, Alan. but certainly not least, from Solana Beach, California, Grant Robert Zetz. With his big smile and friendly hello, Grant is always ready and open for a good conversation. He also loves a good debate, so be prepared if you decide to take him on. Grant's passion is making music and learning about the music industry, and the walls of Woodward Dorm will continue to echo long after he's gone. We're thrilled that this West Coast student joined us for 3 years, and we wish him all the best as he continues his education at NYU this fall. Congratulations, Grant.
I proudly present to you our newest Holderness School alumni, the class of 2021. Father Hill to lead us in our benediction, but I also would like to just give a shout out to Miss Finninger and the faculty who put together those beautiful tributes to our seniors. Thank you.
This is called The Blessing of Discomfort by Sister Ruth Fox, Order of St. Benedict. May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you may live deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people, so that you may work for justice, freedom, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer pain, rejection, hunger, and war, so that you may reach out your hand to comfort them and turn their pain into joy. And may God bless you with enough foolishness to believe that you can make a difference in the world, so that you can do what others claim cannot be done, to bring about peace with justice. So go in peace for God and humankind. Amen. Amen.
So, seniors, Chip and Adam are going to lead you in a crisscross when you go over the crest. So, as you know, apparently this is something that I've learned, you don't want to step on it until you've graduated. And so as you go across the crest, you'll be able to high-five each other and do that. And families, we welcome all of you over to Weld for lunch, and what a great day. Congratulations, everybody.
Stop.